Order of operations. Alright, so hopefully you've done stuff with order of operations before. You have probably heard it called PEMDAS. So you might have also heard it called GEMDAS. Some people use G instead of P, and I'll explain why. But the P is for parentheses. If we use G, it's grouping symbols. And that's why they do that sometimes, because we have other things besides just parentheses that are a way that we know, like, we have to do that part first. Sometimes we have brackets. Sometimes a grouping symbol can also, later more so in your math career, be a fraction bar where we're doing something on the top and something on the bottom. That would be considered a grouping symbol. So sometimes you might hear people say grouping symbols instead of parentheses. Just know it means the same thing. It's just do the stuff that's like grouped together first. And then we do anything with exponents next. And then M and D go together. This is multiplication and division. We do this going left to right. Okay, so if a division comes first in the sequence going left to right, I do that first. If multiplication comes first, I do that first. But we go left to right with that. And then finally, the very last thing that we do is addition and subtraction. And again, with that, we do that going left to right as well. Now, that's all the notes I have for this section, so we're just going to jump right into some examples here. Hopefully a lot of this will be more of like a refresher for you, but we'll see. Number 4, 8 minus 2 squared. So first thing that I'm going to do is the exponent, so that means that I'm going to do the 2 squared first. So 8 minus, what is 2 squared? 4, and then I've got 8 minus 4. 4, thank you. Turn this off. It's going to try to give you the answers. Turn off. Okay. All right, 6. 5 times 2 cubed plus 7. What's the first thing that I'm going to do? Exponents. So I have 5 times, what is 2 cubed? 8 plus 7. What's the next thing that I do? Multiply 5 times 8. And then I've got 40 plus 7. 47. Eight. 1 plus 5 squared divided by 50. What do I do first? Yep, do the exponent, square this first. What's 5 squared? I've got 1 plus 25 divided by 50. What's the next thing that I do? Divide. 25 divided by 50 is? 0.5. Yep, you can either say 1/2 or you can say 0.5, either way. I'll just do 0.5. So 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5. Now the book will probably write it as a fraction, that's fine. But you decimal or fraction, I don't care. 12. 24 plus 4 times 3 plus 1. That's in parentheses. What do I do first on this one? So what do I get when I do that? So I've got 24 plus 4 times 4. 4 times 4 would be next, so that'd be 16 plus 24. 40. Are we tracking so far?
Yes.
Okay. 14. 24 divided by, in parentheses, 8 plus 4 squared. Parentheses first. So now within the parentheses then, what do I do first? Yep, so we always are going to look first inside of the parentheses, and then we'll go from there inside the parentheses. What's the next step in the order of operations? So we'll do the exponent. So I've got 24 divided by parentheses 8 plus 16. So then 8 plus 16, that's still in parentheses, so I do that next. So I've got 24 divided by 24, which is 1. 16. 1/6 times, in parentheses, 6 plus 18, and then outside the parentheses, minus 2 squared. What's the first thing I'm going to do? Parentheses. So I've got 1/6 times 24. Now, I'm going to go ahead just to save a step of writing, and you're absolutely welcome to do this as well. Minus 2 squared is what? 4. So as long as it's kind of like two separate things, I don't mind if you go ahead and do a couple things in one step, especially with some of these longer problems that have a little bit more to them. So I've got 1/6 times 24 minus 4. So what do I do next? Yep, so I can multiply 1/6 times 24. You can also think about this as 24 divided by 6. What do we get when we do that? 4 minus 4? 0. I'm going to box that because it just looks weird to be circle. Circle a 0. All right, I want you to try this one on your own. One thing I'm going to say about this one, I have 8 and then I have a bracket. 20 minus parentheses, 9 minus 5 squared, and then close the bracket. So the bracket is your big grouping symbol. Okay, that's why we use grouping symbols. So always work outside first and then in. So I have the big bracket. Then I'm going to go to what's the next thing? Well, that would be the parentheses inside. So start with the parentheses inside the bracket and work from there. So take a second and try that one. We have an answer? Do we agree? Good. Yep. So we work with that little inside parentheses. That gave us 4 squared is 16. So then I've got inside the bracket, that would be 4. 8 times 4 is 32. That's our answer. Any questions on those? The next ones are pretty similar except for basically they're going to give you a variable and they're going to tell you what the variable is equal to, and we have to like plug it in and solve, but the process of what we're doing is basically the same thing. So 24, I've got 6t squared minus 13 when t is equal to 2. So I'm going to plug in the 2 for t first. So I've got 6 times 2 squared minus 13. So I'm going to do the 2 squared first and get 4. So I've got 6 times 4 minus 13. 24 minus 13 gives us what?
11.
Yep, 11. 26. 5 times W minus 4 when W equals 7. So plug it in. 5 times 7 minus 4. And what do I do next? And what do I get when I do that? I got 5 times 3, 15. All right, get a couple that are a little bit harder because they are going to be big fractions. So 28, I've got 9x plus 4 over 3x plus 1 when x is equal to 7. So I'm going to plug in the 7, and we'll talk about this one just because it's a little bit different than the other one. So I've got 9 times 7 plus 4. And then I've got 3 times 7 plus 1. So, like I was talking about earlier, sometimes we have a fraction bar as a grouping symbol. What that means is I need to work out the top individually and then the bottom individually, and then I treat it like division. Okay, fraction bar is just like division. So, on top, I have 9 times 7, which is 63 plus 4. On the bottom, I have 3 times 7 plus 1. So 3 times 7 is 21 plus 1. So then on top, I end up with 67 over, on the bottom, 22. And if it can be reduced, you should reduce it. If not, you can just leave it like that. Leave it as an improper fraction and let that be your answer. The book will probably make them into mixed numbers, but I like improper fractions because a lot of times they actually make our life easier. One more. 30. B cubed minus 21 over 5b plus 9 when b equals 3. Let's do this. Y'all do this one on your own as well. What do we get? We agree? So we had 3 cubed minus 21, so 27 minus 21 on top. On the bottom, I've got 15 plus 9, and that gives me 6 over 24. We reduce it and get 1/4. Questions about any of these? Feel ready? All right, problems are 3 through 17 odd and 23 through 29 odd. So we still have 30 minutes, so you should have more than enough time. If you don't finish, it is Wednesday, so it is not technically due until Friday, but we're doing another section tomorrow. So if you have time, if you for some reason don't finish in the 30 minutes, then you should I would suggest if you have some time this evening that you attempt to work on it so that you don't have so much to do tomorrow.